This is Coral Casper, an Ironman account with the dream of becoming the most renowned chef in all of Gielinor. To achieve this dream, he shall cook almost every single of the 135 available recipes 100 times. In this series, we will follow him on his quest to do just that. In the previous episode, we started making a batch of cider in Keldergrim, and we also got our hands on some soda ash, a necessary ingredient in making molten glass. In this episode, we start off by making some beer glasses and collecting the finished cider. As outlined in episode 1, brewing recipes are the only exception to the 100 times rule. Instead, we will need to make one batch of both the normal and mature variant of each brew for this challenge. Getting a mature brew is based off of chance. Normally you have a 5% chance of making a mature brew instead of a normal one. Adding the stuff, something that can be bought from the Trouble Brewing minigame, you can increase that chance to 64%. But the brewing process can also take up to 7 days, and it doesn't work on cider, only on ales. We will spend the majority of this episode working towards our hunter goals for hunter recipes that can be completed right now and we will need to do in the future. We start off by completing the Eagle's Peak quest, which will allow us to catch ferrets for hunting rabbits. We will need raw rabbit for both the cooked rabbit and roasted rabbit recipes. In order to roast meats, we will need to have a fire making level of at least 20, since it can only happen over an open fire and not on a range. Aside from rabbit, we will also roast some beast meat. Beast meat can be gotten from cabbits that we track and catch using a noose wand. We also roast bird meat, which can be gotten by snaring birds or from bird houses. We will use the snaring method because we will also need stripy feathers for catching rainbow fish for future recipes. We aim to get at least 46 hunter through this process, because it allows us access to the Hunter Guild. In the future, we will need to use this access to do some hunter rumors. Completing 25 of these will teach us how to cook grog, kjat and pie foxes. Completing 50 of the hunter rumors will allow us to cook dashing cabbit and both the sun and moonlight antelope. Recipes for which we will need the hunter skill largely fall under the meat category, of which we have completed both the cooked meat and cooked chicken already. This category has a total of 13 recipes that we will need hunter for. The rest of the meats require us to kill creatures such as snails in Mauritania, spiders in Taiwan, Ukthanki in the Charidian Desert, and chompies or jubblies in Veldip. And here is a quick clip where we work towards level 20 fire making, needed for roasting meats. We already have the iron spits in our bank on which we can skewer the meat, so this and the meat gathering are the only prerequisites left before we can knock these recipes off of our list. For roast bird meat, we focus on tropical wagtails and veldip hills that will also give us some stripy feathers. These we will need in order to catch rainbow fish via the fly fishing method in the future. We will need a good number of raw bird meat, since the chance of burning them at our level is about 20 to 25%. Roasted meats in general will only stop burning once you hit 99 cooking, making them one of the more unreliable recipes in this challenge. For most recipes up until this point, we usually do them at a level where the chance of burning is very low or non-existing. There have only been a couple of instances where we actually had to go back to collect some extra because we didn't hit the full 100 with the ingredients we had gathered up beforehand. When it comes to catching cabbits in terms of edibility, we can distinguish three distinct groups. Group 1 consists of inedible cabbits. These don't drop any meats for us. In this group we will find the prickly cabbit, spotted cabbit, saber-toothed cabbit and dark cabbit. Group 2 consists of cabbits that all drop wild beast meat, such as the polar cabbit, common cabbit, veldip weasel, desert devil and razorbacked cabbit. All of these cabbits can be caught via tracking and the noose wand. Group 3 consists of the wild cabbit, barbtail cabbit and dashing cabbit, of which we are hunting the wild cabbit right now. Each of these cabbits drops their own cookable meat. The wild and barbtailed cabbit can be caught via deadfall traps, but the dashing cabbit can only be caught via falconry and only cooked after completing 50 hunter rumors at the Hunter Guild. Catching rabbits was a particularly laborious process. Not only did we need to collect more than 200 of them for both the cooked and roasted variant, the process in itself was prone to a lot of clicking. You need to first catch ferrets via a box trap, which you then use on a rabbit hole to flush out the rabbit. You set up your rabbit snares at one of the other exits that are available in order to be able to trap a rabbit. There's a decent chance that the snares will fail, causing you to have to redo the snare. There's also a chance that one of the snares stands for too long and collapses, requiring you to set it up again. Lastly, there's also a chance of one of the ferrets not returning to you after flushing out a rabbit. The wiki describes this as having a small chance of happening, but I definitely found myself without a ferret to use quite often, prompting me to hunt for one more of them before heading back to the rabbit holes. All in all, catching over 200 of these rabbits took a little while to complete and was by far one of the more tedious grinds that we have done thus far. You can see me roasting these rabbits in stacks of 13 because I want to reuse the iron spits that otherwise get dropped on the floor. With the roast beast meat completed, we will have knocked off about 30% of the meat category, instantly pushing us a great deal further in this category. 23 out of 135 recipes completed leaves us with a 17.04 completion rate. This was Cooked episode 5. I'll see you guys later. Peace.